Why is it that there are so many like hot boys that get away with everything? And they think it's men's fault. But we women co-created them. We women, with the ways in which we have accepted and allowed and tolerated certain behavior, we've created a culture of men who do get away with murder because they could always leave the woman who has the standards, who's the pain in the ass, whatever, fill in the blank, and find someone who's totally okay with it. So if we want men to change their behavior, if we want men to step up, then we also need to have women call them to play a bigger game. By not allowing, by not tolerating, by not, oh, haha, LOL, not a big deal. Because you're so sexy. You got the 6-pack and the 6 foot and 6 figures. So therefore, I'll let you get away with it. When I see men misbehaved, I think there's a group of women as well who have allowed him to be that way too.
Why do you think dating is broken? Or do you think dating is broken at all?
A couple of things come to mind. First is that in the last 20 years, we've gotten online and there's this illusion of grass is greener constantly. Online is like the movie trailer to our lives. When we have an Instagram, have you ever seen a movie trailer that's so good and then you watch the movie and you're like, oh, that's kind of shit?
Yeah.
I feel like Instagram is the movie trailer to most people's lives, where it highlights the most romantic, sensational, amazing parts of it. And then you kind of see the whole thing, or you meet them in real life and you're like, oh, that's not really what it was. But it's this like dopamine culture all the time of like, oh, there's more and bigger and better and sexier and more alive, right? So obviously we have this like online, which has completely changed how we see what is standard, normal for what happiness looks like. We think that it's like up here. And so when in real life we're like, it's here, we're like, wait, what's wrong? Clearly I need another person, right? That's number one. Paradox of choice, right? We have constant choice. I really love the study around people in arranged marriages having more successful relationships over time because they don't entertain the idea of there can be someone else. They sit fully in their commitment and they make it work. And when life lives and when things happen, they make it work. Whereas those who choose relationship and they see divorces on the table, they see dating someone else is on the table. It's like, oh, well, any mishap and I'm out. Peace. Right? So they don't go through the crunchy times. Third, I would say online dating is really hard because there's a lot of fantasy that happens when you're just talking to someone and you're kind of in relationship with this made up version of them that you're fantasizing in your head. But we're animals. We like to sniff people out. Like we need that pheromonal connection. We need to know that there's that chemistry. And what I've noticed, at least in my online dating experience, is that I would have this illusion that something was going to work out with someone. And then when I met them in person, it did not translate. But I held on longer and I stayed in the relationship longer because there was so much fantasy around what it could be. So I think we live in fantasy a lot from social media, from, meeting someone online first and having it not really be rooted in truth. It's rooted in like the stories that we make up. Also, I would say that women more and more feeling like they are independent and like they can work and own houses and open up bank accounts and things like that, have had women be more independent. Yeah. And because of that, we've shifted from these role mates to soulmates. Like we're no longer in these dynamics where I'm a woman and I need a man so that I can have kids and he can take care of me so I can make dinner. It's like, I can now work too. I don't need a man. Like in the 1980s, it might have been marketed, if you will, that you need a man. I think women are waking up to more power, to more of their rights, to having more equal pay, although it's still not 100% there. But that's having women have more choice. And in having more choice, we don't have to settle. And of course, the other side to that is that we're almost unwilling to settle because we have these idealistic expectations.
Yeah.
Curious what you think.
So the solution, if I decipher everything you were saying, is I'm gonna look at the camera when I say this. Listen to your parents, arrange the marriage, and make them sandwiches. Go back to the old ways. Because that's how back in the day.
That's effed up, Sacred.
I'm going to lose all of my audience during this podcast. Okay, no.
Put on the heels and the apron. Make him cookies. Deal with it. Leave your job.
Yeah, listen, obviously you guys having your rights isn't working. Okay, so for the people who are hopping on to this new thing, I just want y'all to see that I'm able to joke around with some shit. But no, I agree with everything you just said. I actually, like, you explained it so well, and I just want to tap on to the fact it's just the social media aspect. It's the fantasy, and when you're looking at it online, especially Instagram, as, oh, this is what I deserve. And what is shown to you as what you deserve isn't even the everyday, isn't even the real. It's a curated version of a moment. FOMO is going to set in. And you're like, well, if my guy's not doing this, then he must not be the right guy.
Right.
And then also for men. So I'm going to talk about men who have the FOMO. All right. Well, because the internet's sensationalizing being rich, having the fast car, having the Bugatti, Andrew Tate.
The Bugatti.
The six-pack abs.
Can you do the rest of that in an accent?
The six-pack abs. The
so hot. Keep going.
Oh, let me see what else.
The six-pack, the six figures, and the 6 foot. Wait, what accent was that?
I don't know what Andrew Tate's accent. I think he's from England or something. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But the six-pack abs, the Bugatti, all that. If we don't have chiseled abs and money and a bunch of women or the option of that, we're a failure. Now there is also there is another side to it where no, we do champion like a traditional relationship, but there's also some issues with that too. Either way, all of this stuff is curated online. You get what I'm saying? It's not real life, and some of it isn't even indicative of what actually happens in real life. So there's a lot of confusion around all of it.
Yeah.
Right? So the original question was, what do I think dating is screwed? What was it?
Why do you think modern dating has failed? Or why do you think modern dating is messed up now?
The illusion of choice. Not only the illusion of choice, but just actually the reality of too many choices.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it an illusion?
No, the reality of too many choices.
Yeah.
And it's happened so fast, our human brains haven't been able to catch up. And it's really just messing with a lot of things in us, you know?
Yeah. I remember I saw this TED Talk and it was about tomato sauce. Did you see this one by any chance?
Tomato sauce? No.
Yeah. It was about tomato sauce and how when tomato sauce expanded beyond the traditional tomato sauce, and it was like spicy marinara, vodka, tomato basil, low sugar, low FODMAP, all of these different options, it actually lowered sales for that tomato sauce brand because people saw 30 options and they couldn't make a choice, as opposed to seeing 2 and being like, okay, this one or this one,
Mm.
and just making an easy choice. When we have too many options in our head, we go into overthinking. We go into, okay, what about this scenario, that scenario? We just experienced it the other day when we were like, do we get spicy marinara? Do we get,
Oh yeah.
you know, it's like, and we overthought it a little
Yeah.
bit, you know?
Yeah.
We overthink it these days instead of just going with that instinct and that impulse of, oh, I want tomato sauce, done. Tomato sauce, done.
Yeah.
It's 30 options. Each one is a different nuance for a specific situation. It makes it complicated.
Yeah.
And then that makes our mind not really trust our bodies
Yeah.
when it comes to making a choice and trusting the impulse and the instinct that said, yeah, tomato sauce.
Yeah. I love that actually. Yeah, I love that. That's so true.
Did you hear my back crack just now?
Um,
I flexed my butt cheeks and my whole back cracked.
wow. Yeah.
Getting old.
Yeah. Welcome to being a millennium.
Welcome to being 35 and sitting for longer than 35 minutes.
Yeah, but even just the and I've been there in relationships. I've been there single. The illusion of choice where it's once you just make a choice, everything else just kind of like fades away.
Hmm.
And there's something a lot more calming about that than being like, I wonder if there's something better.
Hmm. I mean, there's always going to be something better, right?
No,
Oh, interesting.
it depends.
Yeah, it depends on what it means by better.
Yeah.
There's always going to be someone who's smarter. There's going to be someone more charismatic, who's more fit, who's more kind, who's sexier. You'll
Than me?
always, yeah,
Doubt it.
believe it or not. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sacred Thomas's true colors. You think he's humble, but he's like, what?
No, 100%. You're right.
Like,
Yeah.
truly, right? Like, whoever you date, there's going to be someone who will trump them in one category or another,
Yeah.
right?
100%.
Better. I think we really get to define what it is to be the best,
Yeah.
right? Like, because if we're going off of the next sensational hit, then something will always be better.
But there's something about that you can't recreate without time put in by two individuals in another
Yeah,
person. Like you have to
totally.
put in the time to get to a point where there's something stronger than the person who's a little funnier or who's a little more charismatic. There's something that you can't really put your finger on. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think one of the things that I hadn't mentioned before is like, why is modern dating broken? It's like, what's our North Star in modern dating?
Mm.
Is it to get the best, the funniest, the hottest, the whateverest, fill in the blankest?
Mm.
What's our North Star? Whereas, and I don't know what's true, but once upon a time, the North Star is who do I align with the most? Who am I most myself with? Who do I not have to contort or become a different version of myself or get the plastic surgery for or whatever it might be? Like, who can I just exhale with? And I think that modern dating doesn't really have that North Star. The North Star is what's the sensational dopamine hit. And so, of course, you're going to find something, better on the other side. I would also say that because we're all in this like modern dating sucks, people don't go out with curiosity anymore. Our mindset when we date, when we meet someone, is very fixed. We've lost the curiosity. We've lost the romance of let's find out if we don't know.
Mhm.
We've we've just become more jaded. And when we're more jaded, we're not as pleasant to be around and to actually have an open, honest connection with. So that's a big part of it too, is, as I'm saying this idea of modern life, everything is so curated. Now, I feel like people are getting a little bit more like raw and unscripted, and that's like becoming a new like cool thing now too, which I love. But you see a lot of women online looking roughly the same, right? We have the filters.
Mm.
We have all of these face apps and AI that can adjust our faces and to make us look pretty much all the same. I think we've been in performance mode more now than ever, which has us put on masks, which has us be afraid to expose who we really are.
Mm-hmm.
And before, I don't think we were subjected to as much performance culture.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you want to, without a doubt, break intimacy, break chemistry, put on a mask. Put on your performance culture.
Just to add on to the performance culture, with the filters and the makeup and everyone's wearing the same lips and the same hair and the same extensions and all that. I know women don't like to hear me say it,
Uh-oh, what's he going to say?
but men don't want that. Oh, but you're liking all of those photos. I knew you would say that. Wait, so I'm not putting words in your mouth.
I wasn't thinking that, but as soon as you said it, I was like, good counterpoint.
No, okay.
I'm like, wow, thank you.
Just
thank you for bringing that up.
The texture of woman that a man wants to marry is not that. What I will say is, yeah, you're gonna attract the fuck boy or the guy who wants to sleep with you or have a good time. But in general, when you are looking for your wife, they're usually not going to have the exaggerated fake features of a BBL. I'm not saying it isn't out there. There are definitely guys who are into that thing and will like, yo, that is my girl. And if that's you, if you know that's what you want to do with your body, do it. But what I am saying is, by thinking just because you're getting male attention from it, it's not equal male attention. It's like you're going to attract someone who does. Oh, this is a perfect example. I got a DM the other day from this woman who said to me, I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it. This is so perfect. And you can tell me what you think. So as a woman, how do we find safety and security with a man who says he loves us, but still has wandering eyes and lacks self-control over the constant head turning towards females? It feels so dishonorable, disrespectful, lacks integrity, and makes us feel unchosen. I guess not chosen, unchosen. So I did some snooping. I looked at her page. This isn't me saying like, this is your fault. I don't want to say that. But what I was speaking to was the type of men that you're going to attract when you show up a certain way on a dating profile, on wherever. You may get the guy with wandering eyes. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
And you may get that anyways, but you sure as hell are going to attract more depending on the way you show up. So this is what I saw. And what do you think attracted him?
Why did you like all of these?
No, I didn't. Stop. Stop it.
She looks like AI.
Is it? Okay. Well, then even better. Call out her whole profile since she's not a real person.
I love the initial question of how do we find safety and security in a man who says he loves us, but still has wandering eyes. And so what you are saying is you're not necessarily turning it back on the woman, but what you're saying is not all guys are like that. And Is it possible that you are a magnet for the kind that would have the wandering eyes? Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay. Which I completely understand, right? Like we attract who we allow. I think that's a really important thing. Is like it's not that we attract who we are, we attract what we tolerate,
Mhm.
what we're willing to tolerate. And we attract what, if we put out the magnet for I'm all about looks,
Mhm.
then we're going to get a guy who is all about the bee to the honey of the looks,
Mhm.
right? If you lead with that.
Yeah.
So I understand that women fundamentally can, through how they're being,
Mm.
attract a man who does that. But I still think objectively, there are a lot of men who still do that, where a woman has held discernment and where a woman has been chosen and in partnership with someone who is a good man.
Mhm.
So I understand the nuance, but before you look at her profile, if you just went to her profile and you found a wholesome girl, how would you respond to that?
I'd have to ask more questions. And I think with a lot of things,
Mhm.
it goes back to self. So when you do have a partner like that, at what point do you say, okay, I'm not going to tolerate that? Okay, here's an example of a woman that I know that is shows up a certain way. She shows up and a lot of men tell her, I've told her that she's wifey. And because of that, there's guys who are literally probably fuckboys that are just scared to probably even approach because it's like, oh, she's actually out of my league. I'm not grown up enough. That different energetic is going to attract and repel different people.
Mhm.
So when I say I go back to self, not that I'm trying to blame the person, I'm giving you your power back.
Mhm.
So you get to choose how you want to show up. But you are so right. There's also a lot of guys who ain't shit and who are going to show up that way anyways. But when you show them how to treat you, there's also a lot of guys who are you're gonna weed out a lot of those too.
Yeah, I love that. Like, I'll give you an example. I dated a guy once and we were in a committed, loving relationship for 3 years.
Uh-huh.
And he was into fitness and he would like, you know, big bootied women on Instagram who were like in the fitness world and were in bikinis and all of that.
Mm.
Is that to you objectively disrespectful when in a relationship to do that?
The old me would say no, but
The new you. Well, let's start off with the old you. What's the consciousness of the old you?
in a committed relationship, yeah, it's disrespectful. And I think the old me would be gaslighting by saying it's not. In a committed relationship, I can see how it's there's no point. But the reason I'm pausing with this is because I've definitely been that guy.
Mm.
It goes deep into what was going on in my head at that time, you know?
What was going on in your head? In your mind, was it there's nothing wrong with this? Is it you weren't that into her? Like, what was justifying that behavior for you? Or second, did you even have a second thought about
Yeah, it wasn't that deep for me,
it? Mhm.
but I think it's a mixture of you telling me not to do it,
Mm.
and it's not like I'm out here just intentionally just spamming booties, it's not
Sure,
that, but
sure.
I would occasionally.
Spam an occasional booty.
No, no, okay, so as I was growing online, I'm like, "Oh, I forget to engage with people." So I would just start liking everybody's stuff. From the people that I follow, I'm following like 5,000 something people,
Mhm.
and I also need to, like, clear a lot of that. So I would like some booty pics. And I'm telling myself I'm trying to just engage with stuff and engage with my following. I still have zero intentions on DMing this person and taking whatever to the next level. So I'm like, in my head, I'm righteous. It's still disrespectful.
Mm-hmm. The like to me is less offensive than the follow. Just so we're clear.
Yeah.
The follow is, it's not like this just came on my feed in my Discover page and I'm like, cool, moving on. It's like premeditated murder.
But like, what if
Where
you
it's like,
followed the person already and they were married and all of a sudden they got divorced and now they're posting booty pics? You get what I'm saying?
you always need to find a loophole for this.
I'm just saying.
No, just let's stick to
The
the
follow is
like,
offensive.
not the outlying situation, right? But like the fact of there's this account that posts booty pics. I'm going to follow it. I'm like consciously stepping into Temptation Island. And then every so often now as it pops on my feed, because I've agreed for it to now pop on my feed by following them. And then I'm going to like it, which for a woman to see that, if I could put like words to what her experience is, it's as if he's saying like a vote of approval for like, yeah, into that. And that to a woman communicates. Think about it from a dog perspective. If a dog does something and you give it a treat, that means like, do more of that. I like that. Do more of that.
Yeah.
That's what a like on someone's on someone's picture does, and how it feels as a woman in relationship to have her man do that.
Yeah.
He's basically saying like, more please. And it almost feels like an energetic form of not cheating, but like desire, but an acceptable form of it. It's like, well, I did nothing wrong, but we can energetically feel it, you know? And it also depends on how secure you are in the relationship at the time and where you're at. But yeah, I remember just like I remember being in relationships where I watched people on my man's feed and I had seen that he had liked the photo and it hurt. It really hurt. And it made me feel not chosen. I'm curious to what you have to say before I continue more on that.
I've always been really private about my relationships, and I want to continue to do that. But I'm also not afraid to say that, yeah, I'd liked a couple booty pics. But I'm with you. I get how it's disrespectful, and I was doing little boy activities at the time. And a piece of me of why it was also justified was also because we were playing the tit for tat. Like the equivalent would be dude shirtless, 6-pack abs. She's giving the like there too.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a little bit, and that's it's just that's just a toxic situation you don't want to be in.
No.
You know?
No.
And yeah, it's just one upping the other person.
So in that instance, there's a part of me in the age and stage that I'm in right now where I wouldn't have a conversation with the dude. I wouldn't ask him, hey, can you not do that? It makes me uncomfortable. It would just be that's not my dude. It would be as simple as that. There's some things that I think women have a hard time communicating when really, in my mind, I don't think we have to communicate a thing. If I have to say it, it's a no. If I have to tell you, can you please not like big booty Instagram photos when we're in a relationship? We're probably not a match and it's not worth the conversation.
You know what? That would get a lot of guys to step the freak up.
Would it?
Yeah. Here's the thing. If every woman was like that, guys would figure out, oh, okay, well, I can't do that, or I'm not even going to be able to speak to this woman. So yeah, we would step up. But there's tons of women who let us do it.
I love that you said that because I've been in conversations with a lot of girlfriends lately around why is it that men are so misbehaved? Why is it that men get away with murder these days? And why is it that there are so many like hot fuckboys that get away with everything? And they think it's men's fault. But we women co-created them. We women, with the ways in which we have accepted and allowed and tolerated certain behavior, we've created a culture of men who do get away with murder because they could always leave the woman who has the standards, who's the pain in the ass, whatever, fill in the blank, and find someone who's totally okay with it. So if we want men to change their behavior, if we want men to step up, then we also need to have women call them to play a bigger game by not allowing, by not tolerating, by not, oh, haha, LOL, not a big deal. Because you're so sexy. You got the 6-pack and the 6 foot and the 6 figures. So therefore, I'll let you get away with it. When I see men misbehaved, I think there's a group of women as well who have allowed him to be that way too. So I say that not to say that men are misbehaved because of women. I'm saying that anything that we're experiencing now in modern dating has been co-created by both sexes.
Yeah. I like you using the word co-created. I know there's a section of the internet that's going to be like, oh, so you're just going to blame this on women too? It's always women's fault? No, it's co-created.
Then you're not my people.
Yeah, for sure. We co-created this.
And yeah, I mean, there's still things objectively that men need to work on in the way that there's still things objectively that women need to work on. But in a perfect world, we aren't a patriarchy or a feminist culture. We are a co-creative,
100%.
A co-creative culture where each sex is fully in their power, in their ownership, and is honoring the other for their differences, honoring the other for these different points of genius, right? And there's no tit for tat, and there's no games.
Yeah.
It's just two sexes that are holding the utmost respect for themselves, and then are through the energetic creating an attraction, a chemistry, a dynamic where the other sex is stepping up as well.
Yeah. 100%.